Betty, it's Dizzy. I'm coming at you today with very minimal makeup and actually no complexion products really on because I wanted to talk to you about olive undertones, olive tone skin. And I have that and I wanted to share with you guys some of my struggles and some of my sort of partial solutions that I found. So one of the things that is a big misconception in the beauty industry about olive undertoned skin is that you have to be medium or darker and warm to be an olive undertone. Now, seriously, go Google it. I'll wait. Yeah, everybody had medium to darker skin, right? Well, the thing is, olive is an undertone. It is a mix. It's green. So it's a mix of blue, which is cool, and yellow, which is warm, smashed together to make green. If your green undertone has more yellow in it, you'll be a warm olive. If your green undertone has more blue in it, you'll be a cool olive, which is what I am. Also, because it's an undertone, it's a pigment under the skin, just like you can be warm and be the palest of the pale, the darkest of the dark, the same with cool, olive is the same way. You can be paler than I am and be olive, and you can be infinitely deeper than I am and be olive. It's an undertone. Let's talk about the vein test that a lot of people use to figure out if they're warm or cool. So if your veins are green, you're warm. If your veins are blue and purple, you're cool. My veins, I don't know if you guys can see them. My lighting is kind of bad. They're teal. They're like turquoise. And then I've got a couple purple ones. And that's because I am olive and also cool. So I'm going to show you guys a few foundations that actually have worked for me or that are close to working for me. When you're shopping for foundation, the best thing to start with for most lines is their neutral section. There are some foundations that I found that work. I'm going to start with two that work reasonably well, and the two I found that actually match me. So this is Wet n Wild Cushion Foundation in Light Ivory. This is their lightest foundation in the line, which is a shame because they really should go lighter. They really should have more shades anyway. But this is it. And I'm going to just put some of this, I'm almost out of it, but I'm going to try to swatch it on the back of my wrist. This foundation fits a little bit better when I'm not quite as tan as I am right now, but it is a nice neutral. Just swatch it a little bit on my neck. And it does pretty much blend in. Like I said, it's a better match when I'm a little bit lighter. But that is one that I found that works. Say hello to the cat. Another one, and this works when I have a little bit of a tan, is the It Cosmetics CC Cream in Light. This is a fairly neutral shade, but it's still a little bit too yellow for me, but it does work for me when my skin is at its darkest. And then finally, the two foundations that I really love that actually are for our skin tone, if you are olive, is the Marin Celebrate Pro Foundation. This is in the light olive color. Now let me show you what this one looks like. So this foundation is a, I would say, light to medium coverage. That's a very heavy swatch of it right there, but it does blend out very easily, as you can see. This matches really well when I'm pale. It also can be sort of warmed up with bronzer to still work when I'm a little bit darker. And the undertone of this matches my neck and around my collarbone. You can really see how green my skin is. So that is one that I really love, although it is best if you have dry to normal skin. And then the other one is also a Marin foundation. This is their Cream Blend Stick. Sorry, it's a little messy. And this is the light olive in that. Now, the light olive in this is a little bit darker. Do you see? Just a hair darker. Still use it a lot. Used it under my eyes today just as concealer. I really love these. Again, this one is better if you're, you definitely can't use this if you have oily skin, but if you're medium to dry, you can set this and it stays really well. I would say this is medium coverage that's buildable, but not quite up to full. But what I do, you see how there's a big chunk taken out of this? It's because I will scrape off some of that and mix it with other foundations that are like not quite right, but close. I can use it to add a little bit of an olive undertone to my foundations that I have so I can get some use out of them. NYX also makes an olive green mixer. I have tried it. I don't currently have it. It's too dark for me. It's a deeper olive green tone and it's on the warm side. So if you are a medium to deeper olive and you want to make your foundations have a more olive undertone, it is a really good option. If you're on the pale, cooler side of olive, it's really not going to probably work for you. What we need is a blue foundation mixer, because think about it, if you've got a too yellow foundation, a drop of blue would turn it to that green undertone that we need. But sadly no one makes that. Get on that, makeup people. Anyway, I'm not going to get into eyeshadow and lipstick because that is very personal preference. A lot of that is based on what you love on your skin, what you love with your eye color, etc. But I will say this, I love a red or a pink lip. I feel like it really helps to pop the sallowness and the grayness that I can get to my skin having a cooler olive skin tone. And I also, I really like for neutrals, browns that are more in the rosy mauve brown category. Not super warm, not super cool. But for blush, I love a rosy blush with olive skin. This is Milani's Radiant Rose. And I'm just gonna swatch that for you guys. So this is a nice medium dusty rose color. It is beautiful against the skin, and I think it's a great blush for any lighter shade of olive. And then also a holiday blush from ColourPop, which is a soft coral, sort of an in-between pink and coral kind of shade. As far as picking out colors to wear on your eyes or wear on your lips or wear on your body for clothes or hair color or whatever, what I like to do is look at a color wheel that actually has olive green on it. So in my case, I get a tertiary color wheel and I look for a color wheel that has like a blue-green setting. And then I will look at colors that look good with blue-green, because you carry around your undertone with you all the time. So like for me, I really like the way sort of a more grayed out olive color looks with pinks and purples and teals and emerald and jewel tones. And so that can kind of give you an idea, because you know, whatever color your undertone is, you carry it with you. So if you're on the warmer side of olive, you might really like autumnal colors with that sort of more yellow green that you have in your skin. So that's just a little guide that I use. I tend to look at color wheels and I tend to pretend that I basically have, every time I'm making a color decision, I pretend that I have, you know, a big olive gray, green, blue sweater that like I'm going to carry around with me, and everything has to match it all the time. So I hope this was interesting and or helpful, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.